Hello guys and welcome again to our cloud computing session with Tidemi. And today we are going to continue from where we left it. We are talking about S3 bucket and the various methods or various ways in which we can host a starter website, the AWS Management Console using an S3 bucket. So in our previous video, I think I walk you through the creation of a simple bucket, the upload of an object into a bucket. We also saw how we could host a simple starter website on an S3 bucket using the normal method. And I told you to make use of AI to generate a simple website of your choice if you're not a developer. So today, in continuation of where we left it, I will still show you on how to, still host a simple static website using not only S3 bucket, but we are also going to use Amplify. Okay, Amplify it's a tool service that you can that can be found on the AWS Management Console, which help you to manage and deploy website over the internet. So basically, your S3 bucket is going to act like a container, or your S3 bucket is going to act like the location where the site information data will be kept. Then Amplify will come in to help you manage and deploy that website. Okay, so today I'm going to show you on how to do that. So take into consideration that you already have your website. As you said, I'm still using the same website that we used in the previous video. That is my source code, which is made up of basic HTML and CSS. Okay, I'm just going to actually create a new S3 bucket in the Northeast one region. That's the North Virginia. Okay, US is one. So I'm going to create a bucket there. Okay, so I'm just going to give it a name. Okay, remember, give it a unique name. And I'm just going to now, if you remember, using the normal method, we had to make public, access. We had to enable public access by simply disabling the block or public access. Okay, but in today's video, since we are using Amplify, okay, we are not going to disable this. Okay, we are still going to leave the bucket private. As I said, the bucket will just be used like a container or a location where your source files will be kept. Okay, every other thing will come through Amplify. Okay, so Amplify is going to get the source code from your bucket, deploy it and send it over the internet. Okay, and when your customer they need it, they're going to use the same route. Okay, you can make it beautiful or more sophisticated by adding other tools and feature like CloudFront, Route 53, custom domain name, and many other stuff, Elastic Load Balancer, and other ways. But for today, we're just going to keep it simple. So since we're using Amplify, I'm going to keep block public access. I'm going to enable versioning because, as I said, there are some deployment that you need to be able to determine if versioning is needed or not. And in our case, yeah, versioning is needed. And we're going to scroll down, we'll leave everything default, and we're going to create our bucket. So while our bucket is being created, okay, if there's any error, okay, there's an error. They said the bucket name, so I need to go back up. I think the bucket name has a problem. They said something like the specific bucket name is already taken, as you can see. So I need to modify this bucket. So I'm just going to add something to it. I'm going to create my bucket. So you should also take note that using Amplify, we are not going to manually add a bucket policy as we did in the previous video using the normal method. In this case, Amplify is going to handle that. Okay, there will be a background allowed rule that will be attached to S3 to permit Amplify to do its job. Remember, S3 by default is private, does not communicate or give access to any other service in and out of AWS. Okay, in most cases, you either need to attach a bucket policy, enable some permissions, okay, you create an IAM and attach and other ways. But in our case, we are not going to do that manually because Amplify with S3, they are going to sync and permission will be allowed at the back end. That's what you need to know. So our bucket has been created. So let me click on view bucket. So now we need to upload the source code. We need to upload our source code. So I'm going to go on the object, click on upload. I'm going to choose files. So I'll see upload the same index.html. Remember, make sure you name your file, your main file index.html. So I'm going to scroll down and upload. So that is it. It has been uploaded successfully. Now, as I said, if you go under permission, you would see there is no bucket policy. Okay. Yeah, just take note, there is no bucket policy. Now we go back under properties. We scroll down right down to static website hosting. Remember in the previous video, we just had to click on edit and we enable static website. Okay. Okay, but in today's video, we are not going to do this. Okay, I'll cancel that. Scroll down under properties and let's give it some time for it to load. Okay, now AWS is telling us that we recommend using AWS Amplify hosting for static website hosting. Okay, now they are recommending this because it's far more better than using the normal mode. Okay, and it has some advanced features and capability that is going to help you. Okay, and other ways. So we are going to go with create Amplify app. So I'm going to click that and Amplify is going to open on a new tab. So when you click on that, it's going to open Amplify on a new tab. Basically, this is Amplify. Since we are coming direct from S3, it's going to select Amazon S3 as the source location or the method. There are different methods. I'm going to do a video only on the Amplify dashboard to basically explain to you how Amplify is, the different method in which you can use to create an app and otherwise. But since we are coming straight from S3, okay, it took us straight to, in the creation process, okay? So we are going to create a new app. So you can decide to, the app name, you can modify anything of your choice. So I can decide to say, that is the name of my app, okay? Because under Amplify, you can create multiple apps and you manage them and you deploy them. So we can drag and drop, you can go from a URL and other ways. As I said, I'm going to create a video specifically on explaining the Amplify dashboard on its own. So now when we come here, our bucket has been selected automatically. That is the name of our bucket. We are sure. If you're not certain, you can click on browse and you view. And as I said, make sure before you get to this stage, you must have uploaded the index.html page on the bucket already. Okay, take note of that. And we are going to click on save and deploy. So our app has been deployed successfully. And take note that with Amplify, you can also add a custom domain, which we are going to work on that. You can enable firewall protection, of course, WAF to protect our web application. And you can connect new branches, okay? You can connect this new branch. And I will also do a video whereby we are going to see how we can, come through GitHub, whereby your application is being kept on GitHub. Then from GitHub now you can link it to Amplify and you still do the same hosting, okay? I'll do that. But for today, as I said, we were basically seeing on how we can create an app and host a simple static website using S3 bucket as a container through Amplify that will help us to deploy, host, and yeah, send the site out there. So our app has been deployed successfully. Okay, so I'm just going to click on this arrow. You can copy and share with anyone, and you wait on another tab. So let's just give it some time for it to load. So as you can see, this is our static website. You remember this is the same site we used when we had to host it using the normal mode only with S3. Now we are being able to do the same by adding Amplify to it. As you can see, that is the site. And when you go back to Amplify, as I said, there are so many things that Amplify brings in, okay, that will help you, okay, when it comes to hosting or creating app. You have access control, you can build notification, custom domain, firewall configuration. You can as well monitor access log, alarm, and metrics to and fro from the site. Under app settings, this is basically where you can edit, okay, and you delete. You can edit and delete. If you click under all apps, we have hosted just one app. You can create more apps. As you can see, that is it, but we're not going to create it. As you can see, we can create more apps. Your app can come from GitHub, which is the video I'm going to do. After this, your app can come from Bitbucket, Code Commit, GitLab, okay, or you deploy without Git. It all depends on you. So we are not going to create any second app. So if we go back to our app that we created, and as I said, you can go under app settings, click on general, you can click edit. Okay, you can edit the app name, okay, edit the service role. So a role was created. Remember I told you S3 by default does not communicate with anyone, any service in and out of AWS. Something must allow them. And in our case, this is a service role. So if I click here, this is the service role that was created. Okay, they said edit. So let me see edit. So firstly, let's go to our bucket. So let's click our bucket and go under permission and see something. So if you come here, let me refresh this. So in conclusion, there was a role that was created. Okay, you should take note of that. There was a role that was created. As you can see, these are different roles. Okay, these are different roles in which you can decide to attach. Modify the server role will impact the build for what apps with back-end resources and other ways. So you should take note before you try to. So as I was saying, if you go back to your S3 bucket, you'll notice that if you go under permission, a role was added there, not manually by you, but automatically at the back end by AWS. Okay, so as you can see, this is a role that states that what allow Amplify to list prefix and otherwise allow the principal is what amplify.amazonaws.com. These are the action list bucket. Okay, another one you come here action get object and otherwise, and anything apart from that should deny it. So that is basically this is the policy allowing Amplify to connect to S3. It's not magic. So you should take note of that. And lastly, you can make sure you delete. Okay, when you're sure, when you have tested, you have seen, you have tested. Sorry for that. When you have tested, you have seen your website. Okay, you can as well delete. Okay, so we are just going to go back to our app. Go under general, you click on delete apps. Okay, here we need to type delete and we click delete. Don't forget to delete if you don't need it. Okay, if you don't need it to be running 247, make sure you delete the Amplify app because it's not free. Okay, it's not free. So why is deleting? We go back to our bucket. As I said, we need to delete also the bucket. We don't need it. Even though you're not paying, you will not pay for it. So we select the bucket. The first thing we need to do is we need to empty the bucket. And for you to empty the bucket, you remember we need to type, permanently delete. So I press Control Copy. I think there should be a problem space. I empty the bucket. Let's go verify back. Our amplifier app has been deleted successfully. Let's close that. Go back to our bucket. And you wait. If you refresh this page, I think it will not pop up again. Okay, because we have deleted it. So after you must have emptied your bucket, then you go and delete it. Okay, because you cannot delete the bucket when there are say content in it. So as you can see, the app is not accessible again because we have deleted it. So we have emptied our bucket. We select the bucket now. Click delete. We need to copy the name or you type the name if you want. So I copy and paste the bucket name here and you delete. So after you must have done that, you have cleaned your account and you're not going to inquire any calls. So that is it, and that is a little I have for you today. Thank you, stay tuned, see you in the next video, and bye for now.